going to talk about your voice because that is the theme of everything right now. And I want to talk about this concept of building rapport through your voice versus chameleoning through your voice. So let me know if you're listening live. Let me know if you're listening to the replay with the hashtag replay. And I'd, of course, love your thoughts as I share a little bit of my own story as well. So I want to begin by, let's just check in. Have you ever gone live? Yes or no? If yes, kind of gauge, generally, how many times do you think you've been live? So, is it one time and you pooped your pants and you're like, I'm never doing that again? Or are you more like me, where it's typically 4 to 5 times a week and it's been going on for a while? Where are you at? Where are you at with that? And this is just one way to share your voice, but I'm going to be using it as the example today on live video. So I was thinking about this, and I hear from my clients often that going live in different spaces feels differently in their body. So for example, I want you to think about if you were to right now pull up your phone, stop listening to me, and go live on your personal page. What thoughts, feelings, and emotions come up when I invite you to do that right now? Versus if you have either a community that you are a part of or your own Facebook group or maybe a business page or something. Are there any differences? Does it feel any different to be invited to go live in those groups versus on your personal page? And what I find very often is that there's massive hesitation, fear to the personal page because maybe people feel more exposed, because maybe they feel like they can't be their true self. Versus in a group, there's the people have chosen to be there, or they kind of signed up for this niche topic, or maybe you just feel like you can be a newer, evolved, upgraded version of yourself versus the older version of you that all of your friends and family and high school friends and college friends and cousins and second cousins on your personal page, how they know you or who they know you as. So I want you to just reflect on this for a moment and consider, you could even think about Instagram Live as well. And I know for me, if I go live on Instagram, I'm in front of potentially 35,000 people. And that does feel different in my heart than going live right now in my Facebook community that has 2,000 people. So just check in with what those differences are and what they feel like in your body. And then I just want to call out a little something right now, because there's a difference between building rapport. And building rapport is when you match or mirror your tone, your body language, your energy to the other person in order to build rapport, to build a connection to that person. So being out of rapport with somebody would mean I come to the conversation very low energy, maybe a heavy grief day, maybe I'm even crying. And if we were out of rapport, you would then respond to me in this ecstatic, high energy, bubbly place that maybe is authentically how you're feeling, but that wouldn't be so authentic to then bring to a conversation with somebody who was in the middle of heavy grief. Versus being in rapport does mean that you match and mirror to some extent. It doesn't mean that you put your whole self over here in the corner and you're somebody fake or someone who you're not. It simply means that you attune to, and we're great at this as empaths, but you can attune to the energy of the other person. So maybe you do come to the conversation very ecstatic and bubbly, and that's how you're feeling today, but you right away as the empath are able to notice and actually feel how I'm feeling, and that's going to edit how much of that bubbliness that you then expose and bring out. So that's super helpful, and that makes for great communication skills and deep connections with people in your life. There's a difference though between building rapport and editing a little bit through the match and mirroring process versus being a true 100% chameleon, which is also very common in the empath, because you feel everything of everyone around you, especially if you don't have any boundaries or just like a field of protection up. And so if you're interacting with the world in that sense, the chameleon is very much the super absorbable sponge, meaning you do put your true self over in the corner in order to completely 100% alter your color like a chameleon, or alter the tone of your voice, or alter your energy based on the energy of the crowd. So I want you to just sit with this for a second and notice, where are you attuning your energy to build rapport through match and mirroring versus where are you actually disowning your true self or disregarding your energy in order to fit in and chameleon to the energy of others. And then consider, back to what we started talking about, the energy you bring based on where you're showing up live. Or this can be in real life as well, just in conversations in your community or with your family or with your friends and relationships. But in, let's say, your personal profile, you go live, you notice that you chameleon to, not even knowing maybe who's listening, but you still chameleon to what you think people want to hear from you. And like I mentioned, there's probably a lot of like longer term older people, not older in age, like these people have been in your life for longer. They're older friends, if that makes sense. And if that's the case, you may feel like, or you see their name pop up on the screen and you're like, whoo, 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 shit. And you think, oh, I need to speak in the way that I used to, or I need to speak in the way that they know me as, versus how you're truly feeling. So there's some risk in being the chameleon versus just being really good at building rapport. And I just want to give you one tip here as well, and that is, regardless of what container you're going live or sharing your voice in, if you ever feel nervous, you blank on your words, you just get off track or something, my best advice is actually just to acknowledge that. So that would look like in this live stream right now being like, oh, what was I just talking about? And like even just asking you guys to remind me. I do remember what I was talking about, but, or you might just go, oh my God, I just totally lost my train of thought. Doesn't that happen in real life conversations? Yeah, I've said that a million times, talking to my husband and being like, oh shit, what was I talking about? I lost my train of thought there. And that's a natural thing to do. So why don't you allow yourself to do that on a live stream as well if you do get nervous or you do stumble or you do forget what you were talking about? Because you can always align back to your center. And here's another main point I want to make today, which is simply, when you go live, it's less about thinking. I mean, you need your brain. Bring your brain with you to the live stream. But it's less about thinking and more about being in this energy, being present with the screen, which represents all of these little threads that are going out and connecting to individual hearts and souls of real life people in the world. So when you're so in your head, that is when we blank. When you're so in your head, that's when you forget what's next. Versus when you're present and when you're in the moment and when you're being the embodiment of your message, you can't fuck it up. You just simply can't. It doesn't matter if you stop talking for a second, or you pause, or you forget what you're saying because you're being fully authentic and you're being yourself in that moment. How's this feeling for everyone? It is possible for you through this journey of sharing your voice to unlock a part of your voice that you didn't even know existed. I want you to consider the possibility of that for a moment, because you might think I'm this way, or I can or cannot do this, or this is just who I am, or I don't have anything to say. But in the healing journey that precedes the actual going live inside of my course, Ready, Set, Record, you unlock parts of your voice that you didn't even know were there before. And that's really fucking exciting. I think about that in relation to my journey of teaching yoga, teaching meditation, being a coach, and hosting courses. When I taught my first yoga class, I left feeling like a little like, holy shit, did that even make sense? But also this feeling of, wow, that's a different style of my voice that I didn't even know how to access before. And actually, that was pretty fun. Yeah, I was really nervous, but it was pretty fun. Same thing with meditation. It's not that your voice changes and all of a sudden you become this like deep, sexy librarian guru voice, because that's awkward. But instead, for me, with meditation, guiding meditations, it was still this voice. The tone of my voice did not change, but I became this channel that I didn't even know I could be. It was a holy fucking shit moment where there's this part of me that I didn't even know existed that was now unearthing, that I was becoming this vessel for this message, and that was really fucking fun. Again, I used to be scared of accessing these parts of myself and my power. But once I felt those tastes of my power, I stopped leaning back from it, and instead I decided to lean into it. And I don't even know if I have good words to describe what that leaning in process feels like. It's like the deepest fulfilling. For some reason, I imagine this like an indulgent sip of red wine, and I don't even drink wine. But, or like dark chocolate melting in your mouth. Like, it's so fulfilling to feel your power and to share your true voice. And in that process, it's like you feel whole and seen and felt and complete and understood. Starting with like by yourself, you feel understood by yourself. And therefore, others begin to feel your energy as well. So for me, that means like gone are the days that I stay silent. Gone are the days that I back myself into a corner. Gone are the days that I keep getting in my own fucking way. And I just want to invite you for a second, like close your eyes if it's safe for you to do that right now. Take a deep breath. And do you feel like anything, like maybe even the faintest little buzzing in your heart? What do you feel? Where do you feel it in your body? And if this conversation has activated you, even in the tiniest way, like that faint buzzing in your heart, then you need to get inside of Ready, Set, Record. It's a one-of-a-kind throat chakra activation meets live video and podcasting course that is going to help you blend the masculine action-taking, the actual doing, with the feminine channeling of your message and being the embodiment of your message and doing the healing so that you can feel confident in sharing your message. It blends it all together. The doors are open. We begin September 16th. And in 2 days, September 9th, there is also a free kind of sneak peek masterclass training. It's called Throat Chakra Alchemy. There's already over 220 people signed up. I'm so fucking excited. And it gives me this amazing opportunity to share my voice. So I'm pretty pumped. If you have questions, let me know. I'm going to drop the link below so you can check out all the details for this course. And I just want to remind you that if you felt something in your body today, don't ignore that. Don't ignore it. Your body's always sending you messages. Trust it, trust it, trust it.